From Elevate Digital, the Vocal Minority Report presents the Negro News Minute. Dateline, Shirley, Massachusetts. The NFL super thug, as I like to call him, Aaron Hernandez, has committed suicide this morning, according to officials. He left no note and was found hanging in his cell by corrections officers at the Souza Baranowski Correctional Center in Shirley, Massachusetts at approximately 3:05 a.m., a statement by Department of Corrections Christopher Fallon said. Hernandez was in a single cell and apparently had used materials to block the door to impede officers from cutting him down or assisting him. There were life-saving techniques attempted on Mr. Hernandez, according to the physician at the hospital, but he was pronounced dead at 4:07 a.m. He used a bed sheet that he attached to his cell window, according to the spokesperson. Hernandez was in the process of appealing a life sentence for the murder of his friend Odin Lloyd, which was highly publicized, obviously, while he was still with the New England Patriots. However, he had been acquitted of double murder charges on Friday, and so this comes as a shock or surprise that he would kill himself just a few days later after being acquitted. He was seen in tears, blowing kisses to the mother of his child. Ironically, this comes on the same day that the Patriots are scheduled to meet Trump at the White House. Hernandez was only 27 years old. It's crazy. Wow, what a waste. What a life. Staying in Massachusetts, it appears that thousands of drug cases are going to be dismissed after a lab scandal. Apparently, close to 20,000 Massachusetts criminal drug cases are set to be dismissed because of a scandal involving a former state chemist who admitted faking tests, civil liberties activists and prosecutors said on Tuesday. There was a rogue chemist named Annie Dukin, and she pleaded guilty in 2013 to tampering with evidence during her 9 years working at a state crime lab in Boston. The Massachusetts Supreme Court in January ordered prosecutors across the state to dismiss the vast majority of convictions tied to that lab. Apparently, she identified evidence as illegal narcotics without ever even testing them in an effort to make herself seem more efficient. The legal director of the ACLU of Massachusetts, Matthew Siegel, said, "Today is a major victory for justice and fairness and for the thousands of people in the Commonwealth who were unfairly convicted on drug offenses. The victims of this crisis waited far too long for justice. It shouldn't have taken years of litigation by the ACLU, public defenders, and pro bono lawyers to address the stain on the Commonwealth's justice system," Siegel also said. And what seems shocking to me, prosecutors in Massachusetts and the counties that include Boston, Suffolk County, said on Tuesday that he opted to stand by the prosecution of just 1.5% of the cases they had brought involving Dukin. I mean, that's crazy. Just 1.5% of the cases brought. Dateline, Erie, Pennsylvania. The man who's been dubbed as the Facebook shooter was found in Erie, Pennsylvania at a McDonald's, led police on a small chase, and ultimately killed himself, which I have to say is a bit disappointing for a few reasons. One, I would love to have heard more about his break and have gotten more information. Two, I thought he said he wanted to go on death row. Perhaps disappointed is too strong of a word, but, I rewatched the videos last night of all his big talk and just everything about this dude. Obviously, to be so callous and cold, as I said 2 days ago. But to go out like this, I'm glad that there's closure for the families, as much as you can have now. It appears that his ex-girlfriend and Mr. Godwin's families have come together. So I guess we'll never know what made him snap, truly. If it was just a woman, was he already crazy, which is probably why she didn't want to be with him. But, that's, anyway, I guess there's no good way to end this one. I'm glad it's over, glad the manhunt's over. No one else lost their life. All right, here's the sounder. Next door. Dateline, Hollywood, California. It appears once again Hollywood's writers are on the verge of a strike, according to a story by Vox, which, if it happens, would be the 6th writers' strike in Hollywood history. The Writers Guild of America, the union that represents entertainment writers across the country, is likely to finalize the strike on Monday, April 24th, with members of the union likely to walk off sets and stop working on May 2nd. In the past, WGA strikes have lasted anywhere from 2 to 22 weeks and have had far-reaching consequences for the entertainment industry. Last time, most of us will remember that when they struck in 2007 to 2008, we had a whole lot more reality TV shows. There's an article that cites that was the rise of the Donald Trump Celebrity Apprentice because The Office was off the air because of the writer's strike. So thanks a lot, writers. Well, actually, you know what? It's not the writer's fault. It's the big, bad, powerful media companies that are making so much more money now. But it all relates, though, because part of that strike, it was an important movement. Streaming services like Netflix, Amazon, Hulu, they were still in their infancy stages back then. No one knew they were about to take over TV in the way that they have. And now the gains have just been exponential. But those profits, of course, have not trickled down to the writers. So with this impending 2017 strike, it could be irritating to us, articles are saying, because the stakes are even higher at this time. Many writers are struggling financially as a result of the changes in the industry. Vox Culture writer Alyssa Wilkinson says, "You're not imagining it. There really are more TV shows than ever. In 2013, 2014, there were 262 scripted TV shows on the air, while in 2015, 2016, that number had increased to 301. She says there are several reasons for the increase, including a proliferation of streaming services with original programming like Netflix, Amazon, as well as an uptick in scripted content on the niche TV networks. So because of this, it's completely changed how we watch TV, how seasons come out. Whereas most shows in the past ran 20 to 22 episodes, today miniseries only have 8 to 10 episodes per season. And a lot of this has been born out of the boon for the quality of TV actors. They come from film into TV and aren't committed to working as long, and they're paid higher per episode. The time is easier for them to manage because they're used to the shorter schedules, so it's like filming the movies that they're used to. However, TV writers are usually paid per episode, so cutting their work by a third of the season certainly will affect them. Also, based on how the series come out, they don't come out as frequently now. It might be 2 years or so before an episode comes out. For instance, and I've been waiting on Fargo to come out for 2 years now. So the writer's goal during the last strike was to get a toehold on money made from new media, which at the time seemed like it could be a passing fad. However, we all know it's clearly not. So this will be interesting to see what happens for late night TV, all the scripted shows, what this does for reality TV and where it puts people. So something to take notice of. It's a short one today. For Elevate Digital, the Vocal Minority Report, this has been the Negro News Minute. All power to the people. Peace.